for this finals best of 5. And let's jump into what exactly we have on our plate for these two teams.
Such a historic night. T1 looking for a 10th title for Faker, and of course so many of these Gen G players trying to get their first year. Fastest best of 5 in LCK history T1 takes over Kwangdong Freaks to get here.
And that's also very representative of what we're expecting here today. Even with that miracle comeback, which lost Atlas's hair, literally, a gold grab like this really is an indication of the tenacity of T1, or Gen G rather, but I don't think tenacity is going to be enough here.
It's a really tough matchup, right? And it starts in the top lane here, right? And this is something that was discussed in the Trash Talk interview, and it's been on a lot of analyst minds. Nemesis mentioned this as well in the pre-show. Is the difference between these two players in current form is pretty massive. Yes, Doran is the veteran, but he has looked weaker, especially when under pressure, whereas Zeus is really actually coming into his own. We've been saying that all season long, but he's reached peak form when it matters most.
Key thing to me is that Zeus, even if he falls behind in lane, will be very stable going into the mid to late, going into team fights, whereas Doran has a tendency to die like 5 more times.
Yeah, and you know, they've been able to use that to their advantage against a team like Damwon Kia, but again, against T1, it will be difficult to lose anything and hope to come ahead in this one. Obviously, Doran has had his fun on this champion and many others in the past. We're just hoping that he's at tip-top shape here for this finals.
Jace priority between these two is definitely going to be pretty massive. But let's talk about the jungle matchup now, because Owner is playing his second finals. He was defeated, of course, by Damwon Kia last summer, but he actually didn't get nervous. He kept his composure, and he said he feels very calm going into tonight's matchup as well. But he's up against a player who's won titles, the only player on Gen 2 who actually has picked up 3 across 3 different organizations, including his opponent's team.
As good as a split I think Penis has had, he has had a lot of ups and downs. Whereas for Owner, everyone has a few bad games every now and then, but it's really hard to find him, especially when he's playing his trademark Lee Sin. We already talked about, he himself mentioned it as well. And he made us forget about Canyon's lead, and that's not an easy task.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about matchups, but this one might be the biggest of them all. Faker looking for his 10th title versus Chovy looking for his first. And so far in best of 5, Faker absolutely has his number. It has not been close.
Across several eras and several teams as well. I mean, those are the players that we had on screen just moments ago. Some Griffin players, right? Viper in that series. They played against each other so many times. Look at Faker's LeBlanc record, by the way. Definitely going to be an extremely high-profile champion for him. Might even be taken in the first banning phase away from him. But he's got such a large champion pool. He played 73, or 72, excuse me. Might see 73 tonight. Unique champions this, across his career. Several of them this season.
And whereas the biggest role of Chovy over Faker has always been the laning phase, this is the one split where Faker's laning phase has actually been extremely consistent. But on the flip side, if you look back to those key plays that were found by Chovy that we're going to be looking at right here, this catch on Canyon might be the game-winning play for them. If this charm doesn't hit, maybe Canyon can kite it out, maybe they get the Baron after all. And he has been working so much to have a bigger impact even outside of the laning phase.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Chovy, you know, he is a fantastic laner, but he's also got some of the best hands in the game. So, you know, he's not as consistent, I suppose you could say, as Faker in this split specifically, but the guy, he can pull off some pretty insane stuff.
Now, what's most concerning, I think, is the bot 2v2 or Gen G here. This is where Gumayusa and Keria have the most duo kills in the bottom lane. Keria and Lehens have a pretty big champion, Ocean, both of them first and second, only separated by one champion here, that Zac that was played by Keria. But if Ruler falls behind in this 2v2, or if there's a poor laning trade and they actually can't get prio on that first Rift Herald, which Gen G has given up a lot, that's where T1 snowballs lead so quickly, and it's often decided by a win, a key trade in the bottom side.
Keria's roam timers have been so incredibly good this split, and while he's been bolstering a really big champion, he doesn't need it. He can just play Nautilus and still 1v9, still rack up the POGs, and with Guma by his side, a year ago, Guma at times had issues turning laning leads into actual impact on the game, and ever since that has been fixed, he's just been in a split where both Ruler and Deft played incredible, the best carry within the LCK, and that's just so hard to imagine Gen G being actually able to match that, even again with how good Ruler has been playing. It's just...
Yeah, it's kind of insane. You know, Ruler and Lehens a fantastic bottom lane. Lehens has played his fair share of weird stuff, but hasn't been as dominant as Keria, and Keria even said it himself in the video. He's like, yeah, I think I'm a couple tiers higher than Lahens right now. And honestly, I'm not really one to argue with him here.
Yeah, I really am not as well. He's the split MVP, and the first support to ever pick that up. And take a look at some of Ruler's stats here and some of his champions. He's played a lot more diverse champions this season than he has in the past, and I do think that if they want to move away from bottom side, we might see him play, as we saw Duck Dom attempt, you know, something like the Zig, something like the Ezreal here on the bottom side, his Xayah, which he had a very fantastic performance on as well. Definitely something to look at as we head into these. And then you're stuck trying to make plays with this Lux, who's fairly fragile as well.
Okay, fighting over level 2, the flash forward as Keria's going for it with the Q of his own. That's going to be a trade. His first blood is given over to the Ezreal. Gumayusi.
Oh, a punish on Faker. They don't know where he is, and he might get caught off guard here as he goes to ward.
Well, that's not the brush you wanted to check here.
I was saying, okay, bottom 2v2 is going to be the most important matchup, but for me, it's the mid jungle skirmish where Faker falls behind and they fall apart.
And we see level 2 hit slightly earlier for Lahens and Ruler. Gumayusi and Keria still go all in here.
갈게.
I think he's coming. He's going to come down. I'm going in, he says.
잡을 것 같은데.
And that's a really good setup. We got him. Nice.
뭐 요 정도.
Just like that.
Anyone. But either way, as Keria's going to flash in for the poke, and the trap not quite enough to land. Yeah, they already have this pretty low as we stand, and they're going up against an Ornn. Let's see if T1 can do anything as the Ornn will come through as a big knock-up now from Doran on the top side, but you can see the rest of Gen G just going to leave Doran to die. They say, nope, we're not going to be able to help you here.
Still isn't quite online yet to hold on to that Rift Herald so tightly.
Zeus is really playing with fire, but actually
have an edge in the matchup. And yes, it was a blind Ornn from Doran as
he's going in for this one. I don't think he's got a queue up in time.
Second Rift Herald plates are going to be gone. Not that critical. Root connects.
Yep. No follow-up on that one. Guma not quite close enough. And yeah, definitely a choice that T1 decided to make, you know? Yeah. As instead they are going to try to highlight this top side as here comes the paranoia. It's 3-on-1 and Doran does not have any hope as Faker will eat a lot of those turret shots, as will Owner.
And Peanut, he gets to play.
Yeah, Hextech Ultimatum is available now, and Peanut, yeah, you're not going to be able to ult out of this one. Don't believe that Karma will help either against this much lockdown. We just saw these three in the top side, and they do it again to the bear.
It's more about what happens as soon as these turrets start to fall. When the map starts to open up, that's where I get more worried.
Who's diving who now as Zeus went a bit far, thinking he had Owner on the backup of the gank as Flash comes in, and Toby.
And has to be so careful, they're grouping up to check.
Okay, they see Zeus and they're looking for the turn to flash in onto Faker, and he will be rooted down and taken down as well. But T1 say that's okay, we'll take the Drake. Zeus though also going to be taken down here, so Gen G.
That was the point, right? Scaling good for,
there you go.
For Gen G.
It's important to note.
I'm loving the setup from Gen G here. The amount of vision control that they have, combined with the fact that Faker has no flash, means that him and Zeus are basically caught in no man's land. There's no one to help them. The hard engage is more than enough, and once this death ball really stands and you don't find... The one thing for T1 that is important to still keep in mind is that this comp punishes overextension.
Here we go. This is the side lane play that we expect, and stopwatch is good, but it ain't that good. That's going to be the kill given over to Gumayusi.
And the key thing is, with T1 keeping Gen G on their toes, it's exactly what we expected, which is T1 have suffered more in this game than they have in many a laning phase, which in of itself is a huge testament to how good Gen G is playing.
The current state of the game or the compositions, they will be looking for plays, and they might just skip Peanut here, as he will have to ult away.
There has actually been picked up multiple in anticipation of this fight, which again, whoever wins this has a really good position from here on out.
Oh, the flash, but that is going to be Ruler with the quick. All right, setting up another kind of wall here. We got traps coming out from Gumayusi, and you do not want to get headshot by this Caitlyn right now. As Zeus over the wall, they're looking for Toby. He doesn't have his stopwatch anymore, but the damage from the backside of Gen G is gigantic. They're able to take down both of the divers on the side of T1, but that is going to be the Dragon.
Those in some LCK finals recently.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Are they going to contest? I think they have to.
Are they just going to realm morph into this one? I don't know.
That's
We've seen that before too, as okay, they're going to go on the backside here. They want to take a fight as immediately a headshot from Guma. That's going to be one kill. Gen G gets the Baron, but they get nothing else. As T1 are on the chase, Faker leading the charge. He's going to get that bounce onto both of them, and at least Toby will go down as they are looking for more. A triple kill now for Guma, and that is going to be the ace into the hands of
You were
T1.
not going to have Cryo. They denied any sort of idea.
That is
They're running.
incredibly fast bear. I don't know what that guy's on, but Zeus is not getting away as, okay, he's trading back actually. Trying to get the kill onto Lahan, sent to Flash, but not.
Two of them, but
Okay.
coming down.
They are
Guma
going
and
for
Faker are
this.
joining. I don't think they can get here.
Yeah, they're not going to get here on time, but
Peanut!
Peanut's here on time. Peanut, can he steal it? No, he cannot, but he does have a stopwatch trying to turn this one around. Keria takes so much of the aggro here. The Chaos Storm, the Ornhorn, and he's still alive. There's the one Guardian Angel going down. And Guma, he's still alive. Look at how much damage he does at this point in time. The chunking is unbelievable. That's going to be the end of Ruler and the end of Gen G on this fight.
T1 so decisive on the punish plays this game. You give them an inch, they will take a mile. They were so far behind in the early part of the mid game, but they turned this one around so fast.
Unbelievable. T1 just like that. Doesn't matter what the game state is, as Zeus decides, hey, here's a kill. But we will get the kill on Tier Nexus and take game.
물좀 잡아볼래?
네,
초식에 있어.
오케이. 공 껐어.
밟았어. 할만해. 빅토르.
빅토르.
할만해. 야, 천천히. 캐틀만 살려, 캐틀만.
오른부터. 오른 맞아.
시야 돼. 야, 미드. 야, 노플이야. 미드. 나이스. 미드 가자.
라인 빨리.
카밀 있다. 나이스. 잘했다.
나이스.
좋아요.
20초 이거 끝났다.
오케이, 굿.
나이스. 얘네 많이 절잖아. 천천히 하자.
야, 좋죠?
야, 아깝다.
잘했어요.
나이스요.
근데 잘 죽었어. 나이스.
턴 개 빨랐죠?
반사.
고마요씨 캐틀은 풀면 안 되지.
고마씨 캐틀 풀면 안 된대.
9배 2초.
아이고. 아유.
되냐?
아, 뭐야 이거.
잡아봐.
나이스.
이거
나이스.
나이스. 이제